17, the elevator in my office building has been out of order for 3 weeks. Not broken, just off. The doors are closed. The light above the call button is dark. The maintenance team put up a yellow sign that says, "Out of service. Use stairs." No explanation. No timeline for repair. Just the sign and the silence. I should have asked more questions. I didn't. I took the stairs like everyone else. 14 floors, twice a day, 5 days a week. My legs got stronger. My lungs got used to it. I stopped thinking about the elevator entirely. Then, last Tuesday, I stayed late. It was almost midnight. The building was empty. Just me and the janitor, who was 3 floors down, mopping the break room. I finished my report, packed my bag, and walked to the stairwell. The door was heavy. It always was. I pushed it open and stepped inside. The stairwell was dark. Not dark like the lights were off. Dark like the lights had been removed. I blinked. The emergency lights flickered on, dim and red. I could see the steps going down. I could see the railing. I could see the door to the 14th floor behind me, but I could also see something else. At the bottom of the stairwell, 4 floors down, there was a light, green, glowing. It wasn't an exit sign. I knew where the exit signs were, and they were red, not green. This light was different, brighter. Pulse, 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 like a heartbeat. I should have gone back to my desk. I should have called the janitor. I should have waited for morning. But I was tired, and I was curious, and I'd been working 60-hour weeks for months, and my judgment was worn thin as old paper. I walked down the stairs. The green light got brighter with every floor. By the time I reached the 10th floor landing, it was shining up through the gaps between the steps. I could see it reflected on the walls, on the railings, on my own hands. My skin looked wrong in that light, sick. I kept going. 9th floor, 8th, 7th. The stairwell changed. The concrete walls became tile, white tile like a hospital. The steps became shallower, more worn, like they'd been walked on for decades longer than the building had existed. The air got colder, wet. It smelled like chlorine and rust and something else. Something sweet, like the flowers they put on caskets. 6th floor. The door was different. It wasn't a fire door anymore. It was wooden, dark, with a brass handle that gleamed in the green light. There was no sign on it, no number, just the wood and the brass and the strange, heavy silence. I didn't try to open it. I kept going down. 5th floor. The stairwell opened up. The walls fell away. I was standing on a landing that stretched into darkness, a platform so wide I couldn't see the edges. The steps continued down, but they were different now. Narrower, steeper, like the stairs in an old lighthouse. The green light came from below. From somewhere deep, I stood there for a long time. The silence was total, not the silence of an empty building. The silence of a place that had never known sound. A place where noise went to die. Then I heard footsteps. Coming up the stairs, slow, heavy, 1 step at a time. The green light flickered with each footfall, as if the light itself was being stepped on. I looked down the narrow staircase. I couldn't see the bottom. I couldn't see the source of the footsteps, but I could feel it, a pressure in the air, a weight. Something large was climbing toward me. I ran. I turned and ran up the stairs, past the wooden door, past the hospital tile, past the flickering emergency light. I burst through the stairwell door on the 14th floor and slammed it behind me. The janitor was in the hallway. He looked at me. His face was pale. "You went down," he said. It wasn't a question. I nodded. He sighed. He looked at the stairwell door, then back at me. "How far?" "5th floor," he closed his eyes. "The elevator isn't broken," he said. "They shut it down because people were going missing. Not in the building, in the stairs. They'd go in and they wouldn't come out. Security would find their phones on the 10th floor landing, their keys on the 8th, their shoes on the 6th, but no bodies. Just the things they left behind." I asked him what was down there. He shook his head. "The building was built in 1972, he said. "But the foundation is older, much older. There used to be a hospital here, a sanatorium. They treated people with sleeping sickness. Patients would fall asleep and never wake up, or they'd wake up and they weren't the same. They'd walk into stairwells and just disappear." He looked at the door again. "They filled in the basement, poured concrete over the old floors. But you can't bury a place like that. It stays. It waits. And sometimes, when the building is quiet and the lights are low, the stairs remember where they used to go. I asked him what I should do. He said, "Don't go back down, and don't look at the green light. If you see it again, close your eyes and walk up. No matter what you hear, no matter what you feel, just walk up." I went home. I didn't sleep. The next day, I took the elevator. It was working again. The yellow sign was gone. The light above the call button was bright and normal. I rode it to the 14th floor without incident. I told myself it was over, but yesterday I got stuck. The elevator stopped between the 10th and 11th floors. The lights flickered. The emergency button didn't work. I pressed the call button. No answer. I pulled out my phone. No signal. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Coming from below. From the shaft, I looked at the floor indicator. It was dark. The doors wouldn't open. The footsteps got closer. I could see the green light now, seeping up through the crack between the elevator doors. Pulsing, heartbeat slow. I closed my eyes. I remembered what the janitor said. I walked up. Not in the elevator. In my mind, I imagined myself climbing stairs. One step at a time. 14th floor, 15th, 16th. I kept climbing, even though the building only had 14 floors. I climbed until I couldn't hear the footsteps anymore, until the green light faded, until all I could feel was the cold metal of the elevator wall against my back. The elevator jolted. The lights came back on. The doors opened onto the lobby. I stepped out. The janitor was standing by the security desk. He looked at me. He nodded. He didn't say anything. "I'm quitting my job. I'm never going back to that building." But I know I can't outrun the stairs. They are in every building. Every basement, every dark corridor. They connect places that shouldn't be connected. And once you've seen the green light, it knows you. It remembers the sound of your footsteps. It remembers the shape of your shadow. Last night I woke up because my bedroom was cold. I sat up. My door was open. I always close my door. Beyond the door, in the hallway, there was a green light, pulsing, faint, and I could hear footsteps. Coming up the stairs, I closed my eyes. I climbed. 14th floor, 15th, 6th. I climbed until the light went out. When I opened my eyes, my door was closed. My room was warm. Everything was normal, but my feet were dirty, covered in dust. Dust that wasn't from my apartment. Dust from somewhere else, somewhere deep. I'm telling you this because I think you might have stairs too. In your basement, in your office, in the building where you live. They're waiting. And if you ever see a green light at the bottom, if you ever hear footsteps coming up, close your eyes. Walk up. Don't stop, no matter how tired you get, no matter how far you climb, because if you stop, you'll hear it. The thing that lives at the bottom of the stairs, and it will ask you a question. And you don't want to hear the question, because you don't want to know the answer. I have to go. My stairs are creaking, and the light is back.